Sydney, Australia, the Pacific island nation of Palau is holding a presidential election on Tuesday, a key moment for the U.S. ally that plays a strategic role amid growing tensions between the U.S. and China. President Surangel Jr. is seeking re-election against his brother-in-law, former President Tommy Remengesau, who took to the streets on Monday, standing at traffic intersections to personally appeal for support from passing drivers. Along with the presidential race, voters in Palau will also choose 13 members of the National Senate. This election comes on the heels of Palau renewing its compact of free association with the United States, a deal that will provide the country with $890 million in economic aid over the next 20 years, in exchange for continued U.S. military access to its airspace, maritime zone, and land. This agreement underscores Palau's importance to U.S. military strategy in the Pacific, especially amid rising tensions with China. With a population of just 18,000, Palau is spread across an archipelago between the Philippines and the U.S. military base on Guam. The U.S. is also building an over-the-horizon radar system on Palau, slated for completion in 2026, further cementing the country's role in American defense plans. Palau is one of only 12 countries that maintain diplomatic ties with Taiwan, a point of contention with Beijing. President Whips has accused China of using economic pressure to sway Palau's foreign policy, pointing to a drop in Chinese tourists to the island after China imposed a travel ban and a cyber attack in March as signs of Beijing's growing influence efforts. In response to the decline in Chinese visitors, Palau has launched direct flights to Japan and Australia with support from both governments. One of the major issues in this election is tax reform. Remengesau's campaign has criticized big businesses for not paying their fair share, pledging to offer tax incentives to support small businesses if elected. A recent controversy has also emerged surrounding the Palau Media Council's concerns over a defamation lawsuit filed by Surangel and Sons Co., a company owned by President Whip's father, against the Island Times newspaper. The lawsuit stems from the newspaper's coverage of allegations about the company's tax payments that were circulated on social media. Whips's father claimed that the newspaper did not verify the claims, which he called false and politically motivated to sway voters. On the foreign policy front, Whips had requested that the U.S. install a permanent Patriot missile defense system in Palau, but this proposal was blocked when Palau's Senate passed a resolution rejecting it. During the campaign, Remengesau has focused on the need for Palau to safeguard its sovereignty. He argued that the country must ensure that foreign influences do not overshadow our identity or compromise our independence. However, his campaign did not clarify which specific foreign influences he was referring to. As the election draws near, Palau's political landscape remains shaped by its strategic alliances, economic interests, and its ongoing balancing act between international pressures, particularly from the U.S. and China.